Is I'm the captain and the leader of the tank. We talking big bangs. We talking big bank.
bank. Okay, I got you.
Okay.
But you know what you can do is you can make them say,
Yeah.
I just like I know that one. I know that song.
Now I will say this: one of the coldest that don't get respect. That really is one of the best of all times. That was not on the Billboard Top 50. Who should have been at least number 50. Is my boy Miracle, Mystical.
Mystical. I was gonna say,
Mystical.
yeah.
Oh.
My man, hey, don't nobody rap like him, and he got the content.
You know, the problem is he was just a small period of time. I think that's the problem. But I mean, I guess some of the people on that list, I'll give it to you, Kenny. Some of the people on that list probably had the same small period of time and don't even touch it.
Come on now.
What did I just walk into? Is it the Thomas Hayes?
It's still the 50th year of hip hop, so we're still killing hip hop right now.
Yeah. They didn't really give him enough respect. And I understand you with the period of time, but he had a good 5-year run that was pretty outstanding.
But
you know what I'm saying?
He made you say,
Was he more of his own stuff? I don't remember any of his own stuff.
Mystical?
Features. I remember him on features a lot more than I
Shake
remember.
it, watch yourself.
Okay.
Come on now.
I was about to say, give me a Mystical song. I was like, I know I've heard it.
Yeah, I mean, okay. And he got a lot of radio airplay too. So
a lot of radio airplay.
That's a
lot of radio airplay.
That is a classic.
You'll think of that song like you would Too Short, Blow the Whistle. As soon as the beat come on, you be like, oh man, what he went crazy.
I will go to say that Mystical song is higher. I will say it's higher. Like I feel like more people would know that song than they would Too Short.
I think you're old, AD. No, I'm just kidding.
He said, "Oh, this."
Oh man, I think I got a tear in my eye.
I
think you're out of touch. I think you don't realize something.
I definitely believe that song is more recognizable. I mean, like think about It Takes Two. Now that song is probably more recognizable.
Okay, when's the last time you've been to a concert and they played Blow the Whistle?
Never.
A concert venue.
Never.
Okay. When's the last time you've been to a club and they played Blow the Whistle?
That's fun.
When's the last time you've been outside and they played Blow the Whistle?
I don't go outside. They don't play that song anymore.
Blow the Whistle. That's
song right there. I don't know what it is. It just does something to people. It's one of those.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm talking about recognizable, fellas. I'm talking recognizable.
Recognizable.
The one thing about it, you have to go somewhere that secular music is the focus. If you only
You're gonna stop disrespecting me. This is what this. Larry. I know you coming next. I'm just throwing everybody off the show today. This is just the AD show today, brothers. Welcome to the Brothers of Legacy show with who someone else just came in the building. All right, listen, my brother, like no other, Brian A. McCory Senior is in the building because these brothers here disrespected me this morning. They here. I just threw them off stage. Threw them all, 3 of them off stage. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How you doing, man? Happy Thursday.
Oh man. Hey, I
didn't do anything. I was with you, man.
I'm just saying.
Larry, you can't come on like the kid that's I didn't do anything.
If you look at it though, AD, if you only listen to gospel music at home, you only listen the gospel music in your car, and you
Okay.
only listen to gospel music at your destination, then
Uh-huh.
you'll never hear whistle.
I
Right.
got you.
See,
But what I said, what
mystical
did I
was in
say?
your
I
unholy
just said,
ears. Save
let me
day.
add. Okay, well, it's probably gonna help my cause, but
Probably ain't.
Brian A. McCrory. What two songs you heard the song? Well, Mystical, I'm sure you don't know the name. That song, Watch Yourself.
Shake it fast. That's the name of the song.
Okay, you heard that song before?
Yes.
Okay. Have you heard the song called Blow the Whistle by Too Short?
Yes.
Okay. In your opinion. And all my
Oh
people
my
get because
goodness.
folks are
Oh
coming
my
in, man.
goodness.
I started
Wait a
this
minute,
opinion
80,
poll too early.
pause. Look at his beard. Come on, man.
I got you. Listen, I got you, Brian A. I got you.
Hey, mind you now, not only that, remember that my brother Brian is double nickel plus.
See,
Don't-
all right, I got it. It's just us three today. This is just how we're gonna do because this is Disrespectful Thursday. This is the title, guys. Disrespectful.
Nah, yo, Brian, I feel you. I sort of paused Brian when he said by Too Short. Now I can tell you, I didn't know who was the artist for that song, but I knew the song "Blow the Whistle," but I didn't know who the artist was. And I could tell by your stare, by your pulse.
He got black in his beard. He got black.
No, I knew it was Too Short.
Okay, well, I just like the song. I know it didn't matter who was
Hey,
the.
this has to go. We have to really level set this because when's the last time when you were in the 90s, late 90s, you were probably out there to hear that song. You were doing different things. Right now, you probably ain't, like I just asked, have you been to a concert? I was at a concert the other day, just
okay,
2 weeks ago.
Random.
And watching the LL Cool J concert.
Okay.
Before they play music, DJ's getting it in.
Right.
Doom, 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 doom. Ah! You just hear, as soon as it comes in, the whole stadium and it's just crazy. What's my favorite word?
Yeah.
Everybody just going nuts.
I mean, soon as the first
beat
track, I mean, so just start. When you hear that track play, he ain't even said nothing.
Ain't said a word yet.
And everybody go crazy.
Nuts.
And that's for all the men, all the men. All you gotta do is sit back and watch because every woman in there gonna be shaking her behind.
Okay, so my point. I didn't say it's not relevant. I just said as far as people who would know, I felt like the mystical song will be known more than the whistle song. Are you saying? That's the question.
I'll give you this.
No, what it was you made a statement. You didn't ask a question. You said, I feel Shake It Fast is more known and relevant than.
I didn't say, see, you put words in my mouth. Where's my man?
Well,
Shake
It Fast is like a theme song. Like, what's your theme song walking into the club? Shake It Fast. Yeah, you coming in, warming up, getting hype. But blow the whistle, you over there like, yeah.
Hey, don't be twerking in your chair, man.
Yeah, he over there kicking it. Like,
I'm so crazy. Some of my best servers when I don't say anything.
So I would say that when it comes to what 80's saying, for a certain group of people, it probably will be 80. But what I've learned, and I didn't know this, what I've learned is Blow the Whistle transcends like decades. People that are like 30 years younger are sitting there, and this song is like a theme song for them. It's crazy. It's one of those things, but
not only that, the beat is fast. It's not like Shake It Fast is more of a slow tempo. When you blowing the whistle, it's more fast. So you got to really move when you You can't just two-step to blow the whistle.
Yeah, them youngsters getting hyphy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you can't two-step to blow the whistle.
AD, what does it mean to get hyphy? I just want to know. Can you tell me what it means to get hyphy? Don't mute me. Don't hate on me. If you can tell me what it means to get hyphy, then okay, I
have
agree
no
with
idea.
you. You have no idea, and
And
that's
when you see him put them elbows in the air.
Secondly, I do not care. In sec, that's
right.
second.
What I'm saying is that's kind of the song is
You
like
old
giving
dude.
flavor.
Right.
Um,
Tom is trying to act like he's young.
yeah, I am. You're right about that, Sam.
Let's continue.
I'm an old dude. Myself.
Jeff,
But
yes, Jeff.
I'm in touch.
It's gonna be on the test, Jeff. It's gonna be.
It is definitely gonna be on your test, Jeff.
I need song.
Yeah, tell us what your zodiac sign is.
Artist.
Hey, so I can't see the comments. So you say my man Reese is on?
Is Reese on? No, Reese
I
ain't
didn't
on.
see. I don't see him.
Oh, okay.
Reese ain't on. No, that was last week. And I couldn't. Yeah, stuff. He said, "I'm sorry, old heads."
That's okay. I'll take that.
And y'all been called
Oh no, I ain't gonna
Nah,
lie. I'm old too, but I still love rap music. Even some of the new stuff.
I didn't like it.
You got called Unc. You didn't like it.
I didn't like it. Not at all.
And y'all been called Unc.
Not
Appreciate
yet.
you, Unc. I got you, Unc.
Oh, I actually campaigned for that label.
Right? You campaign for?
I would rather be called Unc than Sir.
Oh, sir.
Yeah,
Wow.
I actually campaigned for that because all my kids, all their friends,
right?
Most of them. Well, my daughter, she ain't really got friends that I talk to, but my sons. What up, nephew? What up, nephew?
Right. Okay. So you hit him with the nephew, they hit you with the uncle.
So you really was campaigning.
I campaigned for it. I ain't no spring chicken no more, man.
What about old school? I ain't old school. Appreciate you, old school. What up, old school?
I don't even mind. I used to do it to my elders.
We passing it down. Passing down the tradition. I got you.
I don't even mind no more. You know, all these gray hairs I got. Shoot.
So
what's that? A card? Go and put that card a little closer to the screen so we can all see the numbers.
Oh,
is that AARP? Is that your AARP card?
Oh, I thought that was okay. I thought that was the black card.
No, I had to take my daughter to the doctor yesterday. She had to get some X-rays because she had a little curve in her spine. They thought it was scoliosis. Oh, so we went to go check that out, and we waiting on the results or whatnot. I mean, she looked like it's good to me, but I don't have that medical eye. You know what I'm saying? But she running around like she all right.
So I've been fortunate not to look old yet, and so I don't get that yet.
Hey, I ain't even mad at you. Dude.
I do get, I get a lot of little things, but you know, those Unc titles, I think that's a sign of respect. I think that once you get to Unc, it's a blessing, and you know, for me though, yeah, I'm just that dude over there.
Yeah.
You still bro.
That first time, you like
get your guard. It does. All right, nephew. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Do we do it? Okay, we switching up.
Thank you, Samantha. Samantha really made it clear for Thomas.
Right. It's the no hair. It's the no hair, right? Because we shave it off, you kind of, you kind of look youngish.
So that's what I need to do. Is that what I have to do?
You shave it all off. No one.
I got the part. Does the part work?
Oh. No, I'm looking at that. I'm looking at that space next to the part.
Yeah, my barber, he wasn't fixing that, but yeah.
No, that doesn't look repairable, sir. That looks like life. You see that as you bend your head down, there's some space in there.
Time to LIG.
Time to LIG.
I remember those days. Yeah, see, yeah, see.
There we go.
Jeff said that's a lie. He said, "I got no hair and I look old."
What up, brother Jeff? My man Jeff.
My man. So listen, what's going on in your world? It's Thankful Thursday. What's happening in your world? And
Thursday night football.
Yeah. It's gonna be the Philadelphia Eagles against who is it tonight?
don't even.
The Eagles and it ain't the Jets.
No, Jets play Sunday. They play us Sunday.
Yeah. Okay. It was gonna be a decent game, but yeah, that's what I'm thankful to recognize.
Vikings. It's Vikings and
Vikings.
Eagles.
Yeah.
I really gotta start watching Sports Center because
Justin Jefferson. Yeah.
it's the stadium
Yeah.
power.
I am thankful to know that I got some folks in my extended family who socialize with the devil. I am very thankful that they have been exposed.
Exposed. Okay.
Yes, they have been exposed.
Socializing with the devil.
Yeah. They venomous, toxic, evil, hatred.
Okay.
They are dismissive. They are contagious with negativity. They are something that should be discarded. They are.
Dallas Cowboy fan.
I wasn't even thinking sports, but if you want to put it down.
I don't know. Look, y'all be going so hard at me, man. I'll just
like that. Right, Jeff. Other than that, they're wonderful. They're wonderful.
I mean, you just be thankful that you see negative energy and able to kind of shield yourself from it.
Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely. It's funny. I was just thinking about fishing, and I don't know if this is connected or not, but it's just something I was thinking about this morning. How we want people to get better, right? We want ourselves to get better. And, you ever had to clean a fish? Certain fish, they have skin on them, and certain fish, they have scales.
Right.
Right. And some of our behavior requires that we take the skin off. Right. You got to peel the layer back.
Right. And
some of our improvements are scale based. Some of you have to scrape the scales because it's a piece at a time. Some of it is an uncovering, and some of it is an unscaling. And so we have to remember what type of personalities, what type of traumas and all that we're dealing with people. And I got to thinking about that, man. It's kind of like cleaning fish, man. Some people you got to, sometimes you take the coat off and everything changes. But sometimes you have to take layers off.
Right.
And so it's interesting when you think about human behavior, man. Also, when you think about spiritual behavior, right?
Yeah.
It's not a one or the other. It's an examination of behavioral traits. It's an examination of what got you here and all that. And so I think that when we set an expectation for change, sometimes we want folks to change overnight. I look at it like accepting Christ is a complete makeover. Right. But behavioral change is a descaling. It's a little bit at a time. It's a daily walk. Chip here, chip there, a shifting. But the biggest shift is putting on the whole armor of God. That's, skin. I'm in new skin.
So let's throw this out there. Now we're going in this direction. Do you completely disassociate and cut off, or do you keep some level of connection? Because it's family, right? They come. Do you know who they are? Like I mean, basically, just saying, like, man, I just really have learned who these people are or where they're at now. Let's just say that for the way, Pat's kind of broke it down, the where they're at right now. But how do you deal? Like, this is real. Like, they've either committed an offense, done something in the past, or show their colors. Do you continue?
I don't think. See, to me, there's never a cutting. I don't cut people off. Right.
I got you.
My interaction may change,
right?
But you cut yourself off.
Okay.
Because my behavior doesn't change. Mm-hmm. I'm going to keep on striving to enter in at the straight gate. I'm going to continue to try to be the best version of myself. I may have some bad days, but bad days does not constitute being a bad person. Right. Right. A mood swing is not a definition of my character, my personality. Right. So I don't cut people off. I'm consistent. Right. I try to remain consistent in my behavior. And either you can contend with the environment that I have, because I learned this from my wife one day. My wife preached a message and she said, know the difference between a thermometer and a thermostat. Right. One tells you what the temperature is and one adjusts the temperature. Right. Right. And so for me, my plan is to know what the temperature is, but also know how to adjust the temperature. So if you can't handle my temperature, you're going to be uncomfortable. Right. You'll cut yourself off. I'm not going to have to do anything. I'll keep being me, and either I'm going to draw you or I'm going to drive you. Right. Right. It's really that simple. So I don't feel like we have to cut anybody off. If you I've had issues where someone calls me acting crazy on the phone, and I say, I don't have time for that. I can cut off a conversation. Right. I can redirect the conversation, but without having to cut the person off. And I think that people, if you're, the Bible says, can two walk together except they be agreed? Right. We're not going to make it. We're not going to be walking together if we're not in agreement. And so if your lifestyle, if your conversation is not conducive, it's not consistent with where I'm going, the direction that I'm headed in, I don't have to entertain that conversation. But it's not cutting you off. I'll change the conversation and you'll walk away.
Okay. There you go.
All right. What do you guys feel? What you feel, Larry? What you thinking?
Regarding this right here or the thankful portion?
Regarding this one, this part right there, we're switching up a little bit. We'll come back to thankful.
Okay. Well, I'm with Brian. Like I won't cut you off. I'm gonna still keep you around. Am I freezing? No. Okay. I won't cut you off.
Don't even worry about it. But we hear your voice.
I'll keep you around. I'll pop lock a little bit. But yeah, I'll keep you around. And the thing is, and I forget which football coach. Oh yeah, crap. He was the coach of the Jets. Okay. And his famous line is, "You are who you say you are." Right? They're going to be. You know what you're going to get out of a person. They showed their card seat once before. You know what you're working with. Just keep them around and just and by knowing how they're going to be, you prevent that. So if you prevent any future hurt, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm trying to come up with an example.
Don't dig too deep.
I won't.
That's fine. Yeah. My uncle. I mean, the person I know. Yeah, don't worry about it. You ain't got to dig. Don't dig too deep. All right. I won't do it. But I talk about that. I'm not gonna.
I use it for. I use. I let them use me, and I let them use me. I let them use me, and I use them for what I need them for. And
I got you. It's a resourceful thing. I feel you. What about you, Thomas? How you feeling?
So go ahead and ask the question again, because I was.
Oh, right.
Because so here's the funny thing. My son's bus was 40 minutes late yesterday.
Nice.
And it's 4 minutes early today. So we missed the bus. I got to drive him to school. Anyways, his bus is in front of me right here.
We're just talking about like with family cutting off, dealing with how do you contend when you find out who they are. Because Kaneem kind of spoke about his fam and them showing their true selves or finding out who they are and dealing with that situation. How do you cut off, not talk, keep them around, keep the
Yeah.
conversation limited. What do you do?
So I give them their space in a sense,
Okay.
but I've learned not to cut anybody off.
Right.
Some years ago, my uncle and we had a not even a falling out. I was just disappointed in some of his actions, and
Okay.
because of that, I kind of didn't talk to him as much as I used to, and he ended up passing away unexpectedly. And so, sometimes, you have people in your life where they can disappoint you, but what I've learned to do is just see people for who they are and just that's who you are,
Right.
so that's the space you're in. I've said this before here that, trust was a hard thing for me back in the days. And so I learned to trust everybody. And sometimes people will show me that, I could trust you to do me right and I could trust you to do me wrong, but that helps me put you in the place where you should be. Doesn't mean I'm going to cut you off though. I just know that there's only so far we can go in this relationship and how it is.
Yeah.
But, a lot of times this cancel culture, I don't get it. Back in the days when our feelings got hurt, we kind of handled it and that was it. Keep it moving, and now we just cancel. Like, I didn't cancel my uncle. I was just disappointed with some of his actions. That's all. And just kind of pull back a little bit.
Gotcha.
And so sometimes you just got to pull back a little bit.
Yeah.
I got
Agreed.
you. What you feeling, brother? Like, I know you brought it up. You deal with them, not deal with them. You ain't fooling with them. Call them, talk to them.
Man, I'm going for the jugular. I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna throw you in the trash. I'm gonna put you out the window. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna discard you like you was a paper towel. I'm done. You know what I mean?
So here's the thing, and the reason why I won't do that, Kareem, is because you got to leave room to be wrong. Also, sometimes we think we're so right about something, and someone else is so wrong that, hey, I'm gonna cut you off and do this. And we also forget that people are human. Like, we ain't never done this before. There's things that I've done that I hope that people forgive me for.
Right.
I would just hope that I have a little bit of grace in this life. And so if I'm always cutting people off, it's like I feel like I'm perfect and you're not. So you deserve this and I don't. And that's kind of my take on it.
But I think knowing
I go
Kaneem's
back to what you
personality.
said. I go back to what you said, Thomas. You trust people to do you right, and you trust people to do you wrong.
Right.
And these folks, I trust them to do me wrong. So why would I even entertain it if I know if I'm definitely been shown and it's cemented that I can trust you to be dirty in every situation? Why would I even allow you to be in my circle where you can affect my life moving forward?
Well,
So I'm gonna cut you off.
Let Brian jump in there first.
Well, yeah, when
fool me once,
I
shame
get
on
this
you.
though.
Fool me twice, shame on me.
Shame on me. But Kaneem, when they get you for that 1,500, I understand.
Hey, that's a good example. Because if I
That's a
see your
good
buddy,
example.
it's a misunderstanding on site.
So Sam says, at this age, I've learned very few people are one thing is that whole two things can be true at the same time. Also, look, Reese, he said, did someone ask for me? That's good. Even call it for you. this Thankful Thursday. He said, then are you having the conversation about the behavior you don't like or are disappointed with? So Brian, jump in there.
That's where I was going with Kaneem, because sometimes I can feel where he's coming from, because sometimes we have to protect ourselves, right? If I know you to be a certain way that is contrary to where I am and what I represent, then I have to protect myself. I get that. I don't even want to be around you because my behavior may create a problem because of your behavior. So let me protect myself. Let me protect my investment by not even being around you. That's self-awareness, right? That's not necessarily me being unforgiving. This is not about forgiveness. This is about my level of peace. and my stability, my security. That's what Kaneem said. I'm just not even going to deal with it because you could cause me to do something, step outside of where I need to be. So I got to protect myself, and I'll protect you at the same time. You know, so there's a difference there, right? But I don't want to confuse that with being unforgiving, because because I believe, you correct me if I'm wrong, Kaneem, if somebody came up to you acknowledging how they have treated you and said, I need to do better, they're going to get some space, but they're not. It's not necessarily the inner circle, but you're gonna watch. You're gonna watch. You're not gonna just kick somebody out because they did you wrong. I know how you. I know how you've been and all that kind of stuff. If you really if you really want to have this conversation, then let's have this conversation, and then I'm gonna be looking for change in you. But you're not getting.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I give you an example of that. My aunt, which is my mother's sister, she came to Georgia and she upset my wife, right?
Okay.
She upset my wife. So I told my wife, I was like, hey, you want me to address this situation? Because there is no person in this world I put over my wife. Not my kids, not my mama, not my daddy, not my nobody. I don't put nobody over my wife, right? So I was like, I can address this right now. But my wife was like, no, don't worry about it. I'll handle it. I know how to move forward with it. But I was feeling some type of way with my aunt, but my wife didn't want me to, go at my aunt. So I suppressed that part of it. But I didn't talk to my aunt for a minute. And then when I did talk to her, I let her know that she had rubbed the missus the wrong way, but I said it in a subtle way. So she wouldn't be, I guess, offended. But when I explained it, she was apologetic.
Okay.
So it kind of like put everything under the rug. You know what I'm saying? We back to where we was before. So that's how it's still family. But I was wanting to let her know that, this is what you said, this is how she felt. And she was real apologetic about it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that was just the example that I didn't throw her away, but I had to pause for a minute to reflect on how I was going to deliver the information that I felt she needed to hear. Because if I didn't say nothing, she would do it again. And then my wife would be feeling some type of way again. You know what I'm saying? So instead of making that a cycle, let me go ahead and let her know. And that way we can nip this in the bud. We can get back to just loving and being family.
Right. Okay.
So Kaneem, you didn't throw her away, and that's that's an inner circle person kind of thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of times everybody doesn't get to that place. So that's what, for me, there's not a lot of people I have to cut off because there's not a lot of there's a lot of people in that space. But if your aunt probably would have kept doing it and be like, I don't care what you feeling, get out your feelings or whatever, it would have been a whole different ball game. Then you would be like, it would have been different. But you probably still wouldn't cut her all the way off, would you?
Probably. Well, I probably would not, but she wouldn't be able to interact with my family. She wouldn't be able to see my kids. She wouldn't be able to talk to my wife. She wouldn't be able to come to my house. You know what I'm saying? Like, but as far as me cutting off, I mean, it's my mama's sister. You offended my wife, so that means I got to protect my wife from what your venom is.
Right. Absolutely. But see, Kaneem, you just said I'm actually really a big teddy bear. I ain't cutting people off.
Who? Oh yeah. Well, I can wear that label too.
He talk a big game, but when it comes down to it, he's like, "Oh shucks, it's all right."
Except my man.
But you know, there are people that just cut you off for no reason, though, or they feel a certain kind of way, and the cutoff game is tight. And especially now, and associating ourselves with the with the generation that cancels everything. You know, that's one of the things I think a lot of times people will end up doing is associating themselves like cancel culture. No, that's a thing, but it's not my thing. It's not a thing that I want to be involved with.
Right. Sam says sometimes it's purely your perspective on the events, which can be biased at times, and that's just going into what Thomas was saying. So me and Sam talk about this a lot. Talking about here we go with peace. He said, I feel like that word has been misused or overused in this present day. You know, do we feel like that word peace is used a lot? Like, oh, I need to keep you away for my peace, or do you feel like it's an appropriate thing? Like, do you feel like it's an overused word, a more of a reason to cut somebody off?
I think
I've learned that there's a difference between peace, right? Okay. Some people mistake. I used to fight for peace, and then I learned how to get it. What I found out is I need order. Right? Okay. Order begets peace. Because I can allow certain things to happen that are uncomfortable and not even deal with it just to keep my peace. But it continues to fester.
Okay.
And it can become something else. But if I establish order, if I have structure, then I'll have peace, because there's a certain behavior that's just not going to be allowed or invited in. By just looking for peace, I may just ignore behavior to keep myself in the space that I'm in, but that doesn't make it healthy for me. It can come back to haunt me later. But when I establish order, you know that there are limitations, there are boundaries to how you can conduct yourself in my spectrum, in my world.
Man, let me say one thing. Now, this is a little tickle right here. I was tickled, but I know you was being serious.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever used the word fester in my. That was awesome. I know exactly what you meant when you said it. But I don't think I've ever used it
the word
in my conversation.
You gotta add that to your vocabulary, brother. Yeah, I'm not gonna allow this.
Like I learned something new every day. I knew exactly what he meant when he said it, though.
This educational moment is brought to you by BOL.
The festering BOL. I think that one of the things about just like God made weed from the earth, and it still nobody, you know. People use that as a justification to smoke weed, and I think people use I'm trying to protect my peace and all these other things as a justification to continue to cut people off. And they don't realize that they're the person that's disrupting everybody's peace.
Right. You see it on Facebook, like, that's amazing. You start the fire. Now you're trying to protect the peace. You know, yes.
Well, you know, because in certain circles, without you, there will never be order.
Right.
You're so busy trying to get your peace, and you forget you're necessary.
Right.
You know, and sometimes that can be uncomfortable. You know, to whom much is given, much is required. You know, we all walk in the spirit of paternal authority. Right. We are patriarchs.
Right.
And so we're a necessary component to the structure of family. And sometimes our desire for peace can cause us to dismiss ourselves in moments where we're necessary. And the family structure is broken down because we're busy trying to get peace.
Yeah.
So I completely understand that. I get that.
True indeed.
So we got to put up with some stuff that we don't want to put up with, so that people can still see leadership.
Yeah. True indeed.
How are they going to know what it looks like if you're not there?
Right.
How are they going to know how to overcome? How are they going to know how to establish order if you're not there? Right. Somebody has, like, what's interesting is between the fall of man in Genesis and Moses getting the 10 Commandments, people were dying because sin had not been defined.
Right.
Remember, transgression happened in the garden, but the commandments didn't come until Moses.
Right.
So between the garden and Moses, there was no definition of sin. People were dying and didn't even know what they were dying from because it hadn't been defined. So sometimes it's necessary for us to be present to point out the wrong,
right,
and share what's right. So that's the other side of it, and that's why we got to put up with these knucklehead childrens and these misbehaved relatives. You know, I've had folks come in from out of town and tear my house up, and I feel bad because I'm like, they won't come. They're not coming back.
Never, ever again.
If they do come back, they won't be staying with me.
Yeah. Well, that's my point, right? You can come to town. I can't stop you from coming to town,
right?
But you don't have to sleep at my house.
So, what do you consider tearing up your house?
Oh, that's it. Oh, okay.
Like when you
move my jug, when you break my cup.
When you leave, I have to pay for somebody to come in and fix what you broke.
Oh, we got okay.
So it's not just making your house dirty or leaving stuff everywhere. It's they actually tow stuff up.
Yeah, listen, I had 5 children, man. There's no such thing as a straight house for me. You know, I don't care how hard you work. When you have my children have occupied every room in the house forever. There's evidence of them. But what I'm saying is I'm speaking about grown folks because I know that there are young children who don't have all the training. They're gonna break stuff. They're gonna run into the wall. You know, they're gonna
run straight through the wall.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, and you have to, and that comes with the territory. And then you have a conversation with the adults, like get your children, right?
Go down to your mama.
But grown folks coming in not knowing how to behave themselves, that's a whole nother conversation. People who should know that.
And I get it, and I understand. And listen, Jeff put this up here, right? So let's talk about the discomfort. He says, I've always kind of avoided confrontation if possible because of the discomfort versus peace factor. But Brian, you said something big about that, that leadership factor, that, patriarchy, kind of like, man, it's all of a ball of discomfort, family coming over, like your routine is going to be disturbed, like things that you got in certain spaces in your house, it's going to get moved, and something we all know is going to get broken. And it's just the number one prayer, or maybe you guys might put it 3-4. Just don't break the TV, please. Don't break the TV.
We don't mind the TV getting broken. We get a replacement. You get a new one.
Yeah. I got that warranty. Like, you have to know going in that things are going to be at risk.
Right.
The best you can do is mitigate the risk. Right.
Try.
And yes. Right. I mean, because I know if I have children coming over,
right,
my yard,
right, you already know.
As much as I love my grass, there's gonna be some bare spots when they leave.
It's done. It's done for them.
Yeah, right. it's just a wrap. I don't put glassware out, or somebody's gonna break a glass.
Right. Right. No. You take that plastic cup.
Paper plate. Paper plates, plastic cups, all that.
Take your little fancy things off the tables.
Right. Right.
That kind of stuff. Like when I was growing up, my mom had 4 sons, man. I promise you, we did not have a glass table in our living room. Glass top table.
Right.
We would have broke it. My mother's living room furniture when I was growing up was 2x4s and cinder blocks. I am not kidding. I am not kidding, because we tore up everything. So she just pulled all the stuff out and had a guy come in, and she literally built the table out of a couple cinder blocks and wood and stuff. And it looked nice, but it was stuff we couldn't break.
Right.
Yeah. And for her, it just came with the territory because there was no father in the house. She had to go to work and leave us at home. You knew stuff was going to get broken. You knew somebody was going to get to fighting and all that kind of stuff. And so instead of continuing to whoop our behinds,
Right.
She got wise and said, no, let me get stronger furniture.
Right. Right. And you already know family's coming, the kids coming. You know it's gonna be wild in the house. It's like you want it, but you know there's gonna be discomfort. Okay. Oh, whoa! Don't take that. Don't. Whoa!
Man, I don't like. You ever touch the handle on the refrigerator and it's sticky and you got rid of it, right? You know, some child that drank their Kool-Aid or their juice, went outside and played with their sticky fingers, came in, didn't wash their hands, opened up the refrigerator, touching everything, and you just you know.
But it's part of what
granite countertops are sticky,
right?
You know,
we know.
Yeah,
it's part. You come home. Let's make sure. Let's get it straight. Let's prepare for destruction tomorrow. We already know they're gonna be here for the next 3 days. So every day, I gotta come in this kitchen. I gotta straighten the living room. You know, just don't break nothing. Try not to break something. You know, or you always go in the back like, how did you pull that down? How did you take the whole mirror off? What were you doing? Like, you know. You said training the kids.
The white doors where you get, you know, I don't know how, like if you have a doorknob, the white door all around the doorknob is dirty. It's a dirty hand, right? Because they'll open the door with the doorknob, but they close it by just grabbing the door.
Listen, it's
right.
I know. It's just it's okay.
It's what happens. And so you walk in anybody's house that has white doors with children, you'll see the gray stain around the doorknob.
Hey, so that
I didn't really want to know, but you're right.
That lets you know right there that when Brian come to your house, your stuff needs to be clean because he's looking.
Yes,
he's looking.
Let me let y'all know he's checking your baseboards too. He's checking your baseboards.
Hey. Don't let him open your refrigerator because he's gonna have another story to tell. Also,
what's that smell? That's cooked food. That's leftover cooked food.
I went to Sister Bertha's house, and she let me get water out of the refrigerator, and I was like, "Sister Bertha, my fingers is a little sticky, sister."
We had kids in here drinking Kool-Aid.
Sister, I would need you to do a better job with cleaning this refrigerator.
I only know because it's been on my doors forever. Right? You know.
All right, that's all through experience. Like, it's true. Everything you said was true, man. I got 3 of them, and I ain't gonna even hate. I'm gonna be very transparent. You come to my house right now, and I see that dirty ring you talking about.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking about that. I'm like, I need to go home and spray and clean because I got dirty rings.
I got dirty rings.
Yeah, so I ain't gonna even trip. Like you call me out when you start talking about it. So
listen, it's okay.
It's like there's a knob right here. Why? I mean, they get their hands in. I don't know what they get their hands in, but it just ends up everywhere. You got I got fingerprints on my rearview mirror right here on the outside. Just
listen. Your back seat, they got the handprints.
Oh man, the other day, the car looks halfway decent, clean wise. But the other day, I looked in the back and I went under the driver's seat, and I literally pulled out a trash can full of trash. I'm like, how did all this get under here?
Yeah.
Like you literally
don't check the pockets on the back of the seat.
Oh Lord, man! I did it yesterday. I was what was I? Oh, I was in Elberton, Georgia, right? So I'm going in here. I finished my little job or whatnot, and then I'm coming in because I was doing a convenience store. So buddy gave me a few things, and I come in, I open the door. And when I opened the door, I opened the back door, and I happen to be standing back a little bit. And I see all these white stuff under the chair, right? So I go to pull at it. I got two styrofoam cups, lids and straw up under my house. I said, "What the hell?" I ain't never sat in the back seat of my truck, right?
You gotta sit.
So I know it ain't me.
Yeah.
Like,
right. You know it ain't you, but you gotta sit back there. You gotta sit and think about all the places that stuff get. That's how I said. Look, yeah, you gotta, yeah, it's crazy. It's ridiculous.
2 whole styrofoam cups with top and straw.
Take all your trash when you get out the car.
Yes. And that's the sad thing about it. Like I tell my wife, no eating in my truck. And then I let her drive my truck to work for a few times. And I look at my center console and I see napkins and ketchup and I see all this stuff and I say, why you got all this ketchup in here? And you never know. Sometimes you go to places they ain't got no ketchup. I say, but that don't mean this is a storage bin. What are you doing?
That's what your purse is for.
Yeah, if you want to have some spare ketchup, you should keep it in your purse. That way, everywhere you go, you got ketchup
on the floor. Yeah, that's what I do. These kids is very disrespectful. Yes, yes, they are. He said, "I'm on
grown
board."
folks too, man.
Next.
Grown folks too. I told y'all
All
that
right.
time I got that beat down for the Lysol, my Lysol story. No, Pine Sol story.
Pine Sol, cleaning the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't clean the bathroom. I don't smell nothing.
Oh yeah, Pine Sol, and you clean the bathroom.
Hey, that's my youngest boy, right? I told him yesterday to clean the bathroom today,
All
right? But every time he clean the bathroom, I don't smell no cleaner. And I'm like, well, how you clean the bathroom? What?
Precision.
Now, mind you, there's certain ways that you should clean the bathroom. There are 5 points. I don't care when you go in the bathroom to clean it, there are 5 points that you should focus on. 1 is the sink. 2 is the mirror. 3 is the toilet. 4 is the tub.
It's a tub.
And 5 is the floor.
Yes.
Come on now. You got to pay attention to all 5 points.
I just hold on. I just want to pause for a moment. We are officially old dads when we have five steps to cleaning the bath. You know, because I do that to my. This is what you do. First, you're gonna do this. Then you're gonna do this. Then this. And this is how I'm going to check. Oh man, like instructionals, guys. That's it. Instructionals.
It's
That's
5
all.
points. I mean, it's real simple. 5 points. It's a real small checklist.
Oh man, that's it. We're gonna clip this up. Make sure you send that to your children. This is the 5 points to cleaning your bathroom. Replay this.
Right, and tell them that you're gonna check behind the toilet.
Right.
Tell them you're gonna check behind the toilet. Tell them you're gonna check. Tell them you're gonna check under the lip inside the toilet bowl. Right.
Yes.
They'll clean all the bottom of the toilet bowl, but won't clean under the lip of the toilet. Right. They won't lift up the toilet seat and clean under the seat.
What?
You know?
Yeah. The toilet is the toilet. You got. I mean, don't get me wrong. Each one of those 5 points have degrees of cleanliness.
Come on, say
Each
it.
one
There's
of
levels to this.
But I'm saying, you got to touch them all. You can't go in there and do 1 or 2
Right.
or you got to go touch them all.
And for those of you that are listening that won't say it out loud, that won't type it into the chat, make sure they clean behind the faucet, between the faucet and the backboard, the wall. Right.
So Brian, having majority girls, that was probably your thing, where behind the faucet is the dirtiest part because they got hair stuff and everything else.
Yes.
Boys, having boys, oh my goodness. I don't know what they be doing. Like over there just spraying everywhere. I don't know what they be doing. What's wrong? The toilet's right. Lift the thing, put it right, sit your butt down and pee. I'm just
hey. I had to actually physically threaten my sons. Like when they was like 7, 8, 9 years old. I'm like, I see, you going in here thinking it's a game. Nah, because we had to clean it. We had to clean the toilet, right? Me and the wife.
Okay.
So you thinking it's a game. But anytime I see pee on the floor,
Right.
it's gonna be a situation where you're gonna get a punishment. You either gonna get your butt whooped, or you're gonna have to lose a consequence, or you're gonna get a consequence. Something. So we had to make them threat. So they aim got better because of that part. You know what I'm saying? That's
I
all that
learned a little trick.
was.
When you teaching boys how to use the bathroom, when you potty training boys, you know,
Right.
you got to put a Cheerio in the toilet.
Well,
Aim for the Cheerio.
Yeah,
That mess don't work. They still don't lift the toilet seat up.
Right.
They just, hey, I'm gonna aim for this Cheerio, but I'm gonna go around the world before I hit it.
Over the toilet seat, right? That's part of the game. Don't trip on the toilet seat. Let's see if we can do it without
Let's
hitting
see if
I don't
do
know about
that.
y'all, but I was that knucklehead
from a distance.
who had to learn to Kaneem's point. Going to the bathroom is not a game. It's
yeah.
not a game.
Oh, it's a game.
Wait.
We used to think it was a game.
It was a game.
Right?
I could do it
Everything,
I could do it. No,
everything to them. Everything to them is a game. Come on now. Boys, everything's a game.
Yeah.
And they're always in a rush.
Yeah.
It's a game and they're in a rush.
Hold on, gentlemen. But when we're potty training, right? We're like, yay! Good job, right? We hyped it up. We made it a game. So this is our fault.
That could happen.
We made it a game. We made it a game.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
We made it a
And
game.
you clean that toilet all the time, and then you got guests coming over, people coming over.
Oh man!
And you ain't went in there to check, and your guests come
all
over,
the time.
especially if it's a woman or any female.
Anybody.
You go over there,
Anybody, honestly.
and then you go in there slipping and sliding on the floor because you didn't miss the toilet. Come on now.
I'm slipping and sliding.
That's why, listen, I learned a long time ago, always have slippers. I never like walking barefoot through the house. Never. But here's the thing. This is what I found out. I said, people who walk barefoot through their house and their feet are dirty means you don't sweep your floors.
For those that's been locked up, you are my shower shoes. You don't go take a shower when I wear your shower shoes. You got your shoes on when you go in there. You know what I'm saying? You got to have your shoes on. You go in there barefoot if you want to.
Kaneem, they have to understand it's on in the shower, not on to the shower. On in the shower.
You have your shoes on in the shower. They are meant to get
walking
wet.
around, jumping in the shower with them on.
Yeah.
I don't like now in my shower, I don't wear shoes.
Well, I mean, this is the free world. I'm talking. This is folks.
Yeah.
You have to been incarcerated to have shower shoes. Let's go ahead and make that statement.
Who got shower shoes in here right now? It's mandatory to clean the truck stop. It's from White Ball truck stop twice. Once by them and Daddy do the extra right. Always got to go behind. He said right. Same for college. Yeah, them showers. Same for college. You need them shoes, indeed.
Oh yeah. I would say you probably. Well, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I would guess so.
We had the
I didn't
jail
never
shower.
take a shower in college.
Yeah. Open showers.
Any community shower probably needs.
Right.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
Any community
I would co-sign that.
Our shower shoes. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Good
would
job,
co-sign
Jeff.
that.
Good job. Good answer, Jeff. Good job. Good answer. Good answer.
I would definitely co-sign that.
So, I hope you guys got something from this. 5 points. Bathrooms. Rings around your doorknob if it is there. Something's wrong. Check your baseboards. That's an extra. And you inviting family over. We know family.
Hey, gentlemen, I gotta jump. It's 10 o'clock. I gotta get up out of here. Y'all enjoy. Hey, you keep on giving them the 5 points and all that good stuff. Rules of engagement for going in the bathroom. Gotcha.
I can appreciate you, man.
See you, bro.
Oh, so yeah, just mind your cleaning. He said, hold on, time out. Do people wear He said, do people wear shoes especially shoes, Jeff? They just made to get wet being in the shower. It's kind of flip floppy, but
The
this
dollar shoes that go through
the dollar shoes. There you go. The dollar shoes. Don't worry. Don't think too deep, brother. Don't think too deep about it. It's just for when you use the community areas, just kind of try to protect your feet. Because they say, I don't know, there's stuff on the ground that can get on your feet and kill you. I guess that's what people say.
So
I've not seen
here's
it, nor known of it, but we just a little extra. Our first.
I've been to enough bathrooms and watched enough men handle their business and walk straight out that bathroom without washing their hands to know there's a lot of nasty people around here. So you probably peeing in the shower. If there's a community shower, you're probably doing a lot of stuff because you think it goes down one drain. So
pee on your
yeah,
won't hurt you. It's cleansing.
Won't hurt
it's cleansing.
you. Right. And then your feet start fungus.
No, sir.
They turn green and it gets under your toenails and you drag it through your house.
Yeah, see all of the rumors. That's rumors. I've never seen somebody's foot fall off from a little bit of pee.
Okay, you're right. You're right about that. I over exaggerated, but you never know about getting that little pee under your toenail and putting it in your bed.
You're in the shower, it just washed off though. It just washed off.
It's under your toenail. It's hiding.
All right. We're gonna get out of here.
Okay, this just became a locker room conversation for all the ladies that are on here. We apologize.
We appreciate you guys for being here, rocking with us another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. We look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, Freestyle Friday. Stay safe, make good choices, clean your bathroom. 5 points. Remember the 5. Go back if you've not seen 5 points. 5 points. Teach your kids about the 5 points. I'm gonna clip this up for you, and you can just share it with children. They on the TikTok. Let them share it. I'm gonna share it on the TikTok. Share it to them. All right. Be safe. Make good choices. 988. If you or someone you love is having a mental health crisis, make sure you dial 988. I know 3 dudes who drink. All right, let's go. It's time to go. All right. Appreciate you guys. Know that Jesus loves you. No, we love you. Jesus loves you better. Make sure you pray. Just pray. Continue to pray for the people in Hawaii. I know we're not talked about it. They're still recovering. There's a lot of loss, a lot of hectic stuff happening around the nation. Pray for those that are affected by hurricanes, and it's hurricane season. True indeed. We look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. All right. Love you guys. Stay safe. That's it. I'm done. I'm out.
Love you,
Peace
man.
out.